My name is Julianne D. Long, and I'm 27 years old. Up until 3 months ago, I thought I had my life figured out. I thought I knew what love looked like when it was calm, mature, and safe. I thought I knew my boyfriend, Caleb Mercer. We had been together for 2 years. We met at a mutual friend's barbecue, the kind of summer afternoon where smoke hangs in the air and everyone laughs too loudly because no one wants to go home yet. Caleb was easy to like. He was a graphic designer with tired eyes, quick humor, and this soft way of listening that made me feel like every word I said mattered. I worked in commercial real estate, which was not glamorous, but it gave me stability. Between his creativity and my structure, I thought we balanced each other. Within 6 months, we were practically living together. We had routines: Sunday brunch, Wednesday movie nights, weekend trips to his parents' lake house. He kept a spare hoodie at my place. I kept a toothbrush at his. It was ordinary in the way I used to pray love would be ordinary. Then, around February, something shifted. Caleb started working late more often. His replies got shorter. A message that used to take 5 minutes to answer suddenly took 5 hours. When I asked if we could see each other, he always had a reason. He was exhausted. He had a deadline. He had plans with coworkers. At first, I believed him. Then belief slowly turned into fear. I will admit this now because I can see it more clearly. I got clingy. I sent too many texts. I suggested dates before he answered the last one. I kept trying to lock down plans because I could feel him slipping away, and I did not know how to hold on without looking desperate. One night in early March, I went to his apartment with takeout, Thai food, his favorite. I thought maybe if I made things feel normal again, then normal would come back. Caleb barely looked up from his laptop when I walked in. "Can we talk?" he said, closing the screen. My stomach tightened before he even continued. "Sure, what's up?" He took a breath like he had practiced it. "You've been a lot lately. The constant texting, asking where I am, wanting to meet up every other day. It's suffocating." I stared at him, holding a paper bag of food that suddenly felt ridiculous in my hands. "I just miss you," I said. "We barely see each other anymore." "That's because I need space," he said firmly. "So here's what's going to happen. From now on, I'll decide when we meet. Stop pressuring me. I'll reach out when I'm ready." Something inside me shrank. I wanted to tell him relationships were supposed to be mutual. I wanted to ask why loving him had suddenly become a crime. But I was afraid. Afraid that if I pushed back, he would leave completely. So I just nodded. "Okay," I said quietly. "I'll wait." His face softened. He reached across and squeezed my hand like he was rewarding me for obeying. "Thank you. I just need some breathing room." That was March 8th. I remember because it was my younger sister's birthday, and I had left her party early to see him. The first few days were manageable. I went to the gym. I threw myself into a big property deal at work. I met friends for dinner and pretended I was not checking my phone under the table. But by day 5, the silence was loud enough to follow me everywhere. No good morning texts, no random memes, no thinking of you, nothing. By day 10, I was barely sleeping. I drafted maybe 50 messages and deleted every single one. My friend Kevin told me Caleb was clearly done and too cowardly to say it. I hated him for saying it because part of me knew he might be right. Day 14 came on a Wednesday. I had just gotten home from work, kicked off my heels, and poured myself a glass of wine I did not want. Around 7:30 p.m., someone knocked softly on my door. When I opened it, Caleb was standing there. His eyes were red and glossy. His hair was messy. He looked like someone who had been running from a fire, only to realize he had carried it with him. In his hands was a white plastic pharmacy bag. "Can I come in?" he whispered. I stepped aside. He walked into my kitchen, set the bag on the counter, and wrapped his arms around himself. "What's going on?" I asked. He turned toward me, and tears slipped down his face. "I'm going to be a father." The room seemed to tilt. "What?" "I'm going to be a father," he repeated. "She took 3 tests. They're all positive." For 1 second, my mind refused to understand him. Then it did, and the understanding was worse than confusion. "She?" I asked. He looked down. "Her name is Vanessa. She's a photographer I work with." My chest went cold. "It started in January," he said. "Just once, I swear. After drinks following a client meeting. I thought it was a mistake. I thought I could bury it and move on. But then she missed her period." I held up my hand. "Stop!" He flinched. "So the whole 'I need space' thing," I said, my voice strangely calm, "was just you keeping me away while you figured out what to do?" "No, I mean, yes, kind of, but I was confused." I walked to the door and opened it. "Get out." "Julianne, please." "You cheated. You lied. You made me feel like I was crazy for wanting to see my own boyfriend, and now you're standing in my kitchen telling me another woman is pregnant with your child." He started crying harder. "I'm sorry," he whispered. I kept the door open. He picked up the pharmacy bag with shaking hands and walked past me. For a moment, he paused in the hallway, like he expected me to call him back. I didn't. I closed the door. I did not sleep that night. I sat on my couch until sunrise, staring at the wall, while every memory rearranged itself into something uglier. Every late reply, every canceled plan, every time Caleb told me I was being too much, every time he made me apologize for noticing that he was disappearing. The next morning, I called in sick to work. Then I did something I am not proud of. I searched for Vanessa. It did not take long. Vanessa Hart, photographer, mid-30s, soft focus portraits, dramatic captions about truth and vulnerability. Her profile looked curated to seem effortless. Art gallery openings, coffee shops, clients laughing in golden light. Then I found a photo from 2 weeks earlier. Caleb was in the background, half turned away, holding a drink. The caption said, "Some people arrive in your life exactly when they're supposed to." I felt sick. Then I noticed the comments. A man named Marcus had written, "Didn't know we were posting again. Thought we were still figuring things out." No heart, no emoji. Just the kind of sentence that carries a whole relationship inside it. I clicked his profile. Marcus Ellison, music producer, based downtown. There were photos of him and Vanessa from December, her head on his shoulder, his hand on her waist. A caption from him that said, "Still choosing you, even when it's hard." So Caleb was not just a cheater. He might have been the other man, too. I took screenshots of everything. 3 days later, Caleb texted me. He said we needed to talk about next steps. I almost ignored him, but something in me wanted the truth laid out in daylight, not left rotting in my apartment at night. I agreed to meet at a coffee shop near my office. He looked terrible. Dark circles under his eyes, hoodie wrinkled, hands wrapped around a paper cup he never drank from. "She's keeping it," he said, before I even sat down. "That's not my decision to make," I said. "It's not my child." He flinched, like the sentence had physically touched him. "I know. I'm not asking you to be involved. I just thought you should know. Vanessa says she wants a paternity test before anything is official, but she's pretty sure it's mine." "Smart of her," I said. He looked down. I deserve that. I opened my phone. "Does Marcus know?" Caleb's face changed. "Who?" "Vanessa's boyfriend. Or maybe ex-boyfriend. Hard to tell from Instagram. He went pale. I turned the screen toward him and showed him the screenshots. Vanessa and Marcus in December. The comment under the gallery photo. The timeline he had apparently never bothered to check, because betrayal always feels simpler when you think you are the only one committing it. "Oh my God," he whispered. "Looks like we were both lied to," I said. Or maybe everyone was lying, and nobody wanted to be the villain. He covered his face with both hands. For a second, I saw the man I used to love, not as a monster, just as someone weak, selfish, and terrified of the mess he had made. Somehow, that made it hurt more. "I'm sorry," he said. "I know that doesn't fix anything." "No," I said, standing. "It doesn't." He reached for my wrist, then stopped himself before touching me. "Julianne, is there any chance we can ever talk again?" I looked at him for a long moment. "You didn't just cheat on me, Caleb. You made me think my pain was pressure. You made me feel guilty for reacting to your distance when your distance had a name." His eyes filled again. "Good luck with the baby," I said, "and good luck with Vanessa." Then I walked out. 2 weeks later, I got a message request from Marcus. It was direct, almost cold. "Hi, I know this is strange, but I think we need to talk about Vanessa and your ex." We met for drinks that evening. Marcus was sharp, quiet, and furious in a way that felt controlled, because if he let it out fully, it would burn the whole room down. He told me Vanessa had been saying they were working through things. She needed space, but still loved him. She wanted time, but not a breakup. The same kind of half-door Caleb had kept open with me. When Vanessa told Marcus about the pregnancy, she claimed Caleb had taken advantage of a vulnerable night. Caleb told me Vanessa had made it seem mutual, but meaningless. Both of them had wrapped betrayal in confusion, as if confusion could erase choice. Marcus laughed once, bitterly. "They deserve each other." "Except now there's a baby," I said. His face softened, just slightly. "That part isn't the baby's fault." We talked for hours. Not as friends exactly, more like survivors comparing the shape of the same storm from opposite sides of the street. By the end, we understood something neither of our exes had given us. Proof that we were not crazy. When we left, I asked him what he planned to do. "Vanessa has a photography showcase next month," he said. "Clients, investors, local press. She built her whole brand on honesty and raw emotion." He smiled, but there was no warmth in it. "I'm going to make sure people see the raw truth." I did not ask for details. 3 months have passed since Caleb knocked on my door with that pharmacy bag. I have not spoken to him since the coffee shop. Through mutual friends, I heard Vanessa moved back in with her parents for a while. The baby is due in November. The paternity test confirmed Caleb is the father. He is apparently trying to be involved, though I do not know what that means for a man who could not even be honest with the woman he claimed to love. Marcus did exactly what he said he would do. At Vanessa's showcase, he did not yell. He did not throw anything. He simply handed out printed screenshots, dates, texts, and photos to everyone who walked in. Her career did not completely collapse, but several clients backed out. Her carefully polished image cracked, and sometimes that is enough. As for me, I am doing okay. Better than okay, actually. I started therapy and realized I had ignored so many red flags because I was terrified of being alone. Turns out, being alone is quieter than being with someone who makes you question your own instincts. Kevin set me up on a date last week with his cousin, Daniel. We got coffee, talked for 3 hours, and he texted afterward to say he would like to see me again. No games, no silence used as punishment, no making me feel needy for wanting basic respect. I do not hate Caleb anymore. I do not really feel much when I think about him, and maybe that is the healthiest sign of all. He made his choices. I made mine. Now, we are both living with the consequences. Edit 1. People keep asking if I ever got a real apology. No, but I do not need one anymore. Closure is something you give yourself when someone else refuses to hand it to you. Edit 2. Someone asked if I would ever take Caleb back if he reached out. Hard no. The trust is gone. You cannot rebuild a foundation that was never solid to begin with.